I'm 8, and I already know what matters most in the world: money. Grown-ups pretend it's love or honesty or doing the right thing, but I've seen enough to know they're lying. When my dad forgets his wallet, we can't get ice cream. When mom says, "We'll see," it means we don't have the money. When the rich kid at school drops his lunch and doesn't care because he'll just buy another, I understand that money is the real superpower. I want that. I want to be the kind of person who never has to check prices or say, "Not today." I'm gonna be rich, so rich that I buy mom a house with stairs so shiny we'll see our faces in them. I imagine it all the time. Me in a giant office with windows as big as movie screens, wearing the kind of suit that makes people whisper. I don't really know what job makes the most money, but I'll do that one. Maybe all of them. I'll have a briefcase and an assistant and a car that opens its doors upward like wings, and people will listen to me. That's what money does. It makes people listen. Right now, nobody listens to me. They say things like, "You're too young to understand," or "The world doesn't work like that." But I think they're just saying it because they didn't figure out the secret. I will. I already decided. When I grow up, I won't be scared to ask for what I want. I won't be shy. I'll walk into rooms like I belong there, not like now, when my shoes squeak in the hall and everyone laughs. When I'm rich, no one will laugh unless I want them to. I'll make rules. I'll break some too. If someone gets in my way, well, they should have moved. That's what my favorite movie hero says. The world belongs to those who take it. I repeat that to myself when my stomach twists before school presentations. I pretend I'm already older, already rich, already impossible to ignore. Sometimes I practice my future signature, the one people will ask for, like I'm famous. I put it on the corner of my homework until the teacher tells me to stop. She doesn't get it. She talks about kindness and fairness, but she still gives better grades to the kids she likes more. That doesn't feel fair. Money is fair. You earn it, you get it. You lose it, someone else gets it. Simple. I like simple. I'm a little scared sometimes. Not of monsters or the dark, but of being ordinary. Of growing up and working in a small office with buzzing lights and a toaster in the break room. Of having to save coins in a jar and say, "Maybe later," to my own kids. I don't want "maybe later." I want yes. I want right now. I want everything in the world to open for me like doors in a mall during a sale. And I don't want to need anyone. That part is important. When Dad lost his job last winter, Mom cried quietly in the bathroom. I heard her even though she thought I was asleep. I decided then that I'll never cry over money. I'll have so much of it that the worst thing that could happen is choosing which color sports car to buy. And if I have to work day and night, or be tough, or say no to people, or fire someone who's not good enough, I'll do it. That's what winners do. I want to be a winner so badly it burns in my chest. When I grow up, I'll buy Dad a new job. I'll buy Mom time so she doesn't have to run everywhere. I'll buy myself the biggest desk in the building, and if someone tries to stop me, well, they should have gotten there sooner. I don't know exactly how to become rich, but I feel like one day it'll just click. I'll make a deal, or invent something, or find an opportunity everyone else missed because they weren't brave enough. I'm not scared of being brave. I'm only scared of being small forever. I think grown-ups forget what it feels like, the wanting, the hunger for a different life. I won't forget. I promise myself that. I'll chase money until it's mine. And then everything will be good. Better than good. Perfect. Because money fixes everything. That's what I believe. That's what I'll do. That's who I'll be.
I remember that boy who thought money was the answer to every locked door. I almost envy him sometimes. The certainty, the sharpness, the way he believed the world would fold if he pushed hard enough. I did push harder than I expected, and for a while it worked. I found my way into offices with windows so tall they made people look small. I learned how to make my voice the one others paused for. I signed papers worth more than my father earned in a year, sometimes in a month. And yet, when I look back, the first real choice wasn't about money itself. It was about who I was willing to step over to get it. It started small, like everything that matters. A colleague I let take the blame because it was convenient. A client I promised something I knew I couldn't deliver on time, a friend who asked for help, but I was too busy, which really meant I didn't want to slow down. None of it felt monstrous at the time. It felt efficient, necessary, grown up. People rewarded me for it. Promotions, bonuses, dinners where important men clapped my shoulder and called me sharp. Every time I crossed a line, someone congratulated me for it, so I learned not to look down at the people I stepped over. I looked up instead, always up, where the next rung waited. I told myself I'd stop once I was secure. But security is a hungry thing. It eats everything you give it and asks for more. I kept climbing, telling myself I'd apologize later, make it right later, slow down later. Later never came, and the higher I climbed, the thinner the air got. Relationships frayed. I missed birthdays, then entire years. I told myself it was the cost of building something. I didn't notice that what I was building had fewer and fewer doors for anyone else. I had power, yes, influence, yes. But there were nights I came home to a silent apartment and wondered why no one called. The boy I once was would have said it didn't matter, that solitude was the price of winning. But sitting in that silence, I realized I had mistaken being needed for being important. Money buys convenience, not company, not respect, not the feeling that someone is glad you exist. And it certainly doesn't buy back the people who left quietly after too many unanswered invitations. I also remember the first time I saw someone cry because of a decision I made. Not loudly, just a small, defeated kind of crying, the kind meant to stay unnoticed. I told myself I wasn't responsible. Then I told myself they were too sensitive. Then I stopped telling myself anything at all and just walked away. I've walked away from a lot of things. I thought that meant I was strong. Maybe it just meant I was fast at running from guilt, fast at choosing profit over principle, fast at convincing myself that morality was for people who couldn't afford otherwise. Now I'm slow. My hands shake when I pour tea. My breath is short on cold mornings. I sit more than I stand. And in that slowness, the things I outran catch up, faces, moments, decisions I thought were buried under success. You don't forget them, you just postpone the remembering. And when it comes quietly, like a tap on the shoulder from someone you hoped had left the room. I regret people more than choices, the ones who trusted me, the ones I didn't defend, the ones I weaponized when it suited me. I used to think the world rewarded winners, but now in the evenings, when I sit alone at a table big enough for 6, I realize the world simply remembers how you made people feel. I used to believe money fixed everything. It fixed the leaks in my roof, yes, but not the cracks in the man living under it. It patched situations, but it never patched my conscience. I tell you this not to lecture, I don't have the right. I tell you this because I finally understand the difference between being feared and being respected, and the difference between being admired and being loved. I chased the first two so fiercely that I forgot the last two existed, and when I finally looked up from my desk, they were gone. The boy I was thought he would never cry over money. He was right. I don't cry over money. I cry over the people I lost in the pursuit of it, over the version of myself I might have been if I hadn't confused ambition with worth. I used to think I was running towards something. Now I see I was running away. From vulnerability, from softness, from admitting I wanted connection as much as I wanted success. If you're still young, if you're still choosing who to become, I'm not here to tell you how to live. I've earned no authority to do that. I'm just telling you where my road led, what it cost, what it didn't give back. And if you recognize even a small piece of yourself in the boy I was, hungry, determined, certain, then maybe you still have time to walk a different path, or maybe not. I don't know. I only know mine. I took every chance to climb. I missed every chance to stop, and that's the truth I live with now. Not heavy like punishment, just present like breath. I thought money would make me unbreakable. Instead, it made me unaware of every small fracture until I was full of them. And now I sit here, gentle with myself because there's no other choice left, hoping that whoever you become, you won't mistake success for a moral compass. I thought I had time to fix it all. Turns out I only had chances, and I spent too many of them on things that didn't love me back. I guess what I'm trying to say is that life didn't punish me for choosing money over people. It simply showed me the bill much later, when my hands were too tired to hold anything heavier than regret. And even now, sitting here with the kind of quiet I once mistook for freedom, I can't tell you that I would have been braver or softer or better if someone had warned me. Maybe I wouldn't have listened. Maybe the boy I was needed to chase something shiny just to find out what it couldn't buy. I don't know. All I know is that somewhere along the way, I traded pieces of myself in tiny, almost invisible amounts, until one morning I woke up and realized I didn't recognize the man who'd ended up with all the money. That's the part no one tells you, how easy it is to forget who you meant to become, and how quietly the forgetting happens. If you're listening to this now, if you're somewhere earlier on the road than I am, I won't tell you what to do or what to value. That's not my place. I just hope you pay attention to the small moments, the ones that seem too soft to matter, the ones you promise yourself you'll come back to someday. They disappear faster than you think. And if you ever feel the pull to choose between being someone good and being someone successful, I won't tell you which one to pick. I'll only tell you which one I missed. The rest is yours to figure out.